Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Wednesday, April 1st, 2025. I don't know where I am, shortly after 9 p.m. Because right now it's Baltimore, Maryland, girl. I'm a child. I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment. I said, I don't know where I am. If you notice, I didn't say Atlanta. I'm not in Atlanta anymore. I didn't say Columbus. I didn't say L.A. You know what? I'm not even some random Greyhound bus station and Lord knows where, or some airport. Speaking of airports. Something I saw and what I saw on social media today. I've been trying to pay attention, so I have something to talk about here. How the hell do an airport flood? That's one. You know what? I guess I'm not the only one. I tried that, right? Not only that, I saw something. It was like the airport. You've been on the tarmac area. I saw that the airplanes. The water up, right? That's all. And the TSA people quit. You know what? But anyway, child, I'm having. I said, one of those things. Remember, I said it was my idea. Sometimes I have a lot of random ideas. You know what? Speaking of going to Thanksgiving, going into the holidays, as we were approaching the holiday season last year, 2025, I want to talk about relationships. I don't know why, because I haven't had one in a while. But anyway, so I'm trying to be a good sport. I'm trying to be a woman's woman. That the sisterhood thing. You know what? I don't want to be bitter. I said, I might be single just because I'm single. It's a lot. Just because I'm single. I just leave it at that and let that thought linger. So for some reason, back in November, I want to start talking about something I haven't had in a long time, which is a relationship. You know what? So I'm talking about Thanksgiving. You know what? I think I'm talking about Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, right up until February 15th of this year, 2025. I refer to it as a season of expectations as far as relationship. I said, do you see a change in your relationships? Huh? Oh, I'm doing better than that. I'm taking a video. You want to get in the video?
Yeah, what you waiting for? Wait. Oh, what you waiting for? What you doing?
No, I'm talking. I'm making a video. I'm going to put it on the internet.
Oh, what you want to do after that?
Go back to my hotel.
What else?
I want to tell. No, I can't do that.
What?
I'm not going to delete this, right?
Yeah, you gotta delete it.
No, I can't. I'll talk to you another time. Anyway, I had to let him know. I said, I'm not going to delete this. I'm not going to delete this, right? I said, so I said somewhere back in November, I decided to talk about something I haven't had in a long time. It was just a relationship. You know what? So I said, it's one of those things. I said, remember back, I said, the reason I started my relationship page, throwing relationship rules out of the window with Shantae Jeffers on Facebook, now Meta. You know what? It started off as a Valentine's Day page. Back then, my life was different, very different. I was definitely in a different season, in a different time. You know what? I was a lot of things. Remember I said I got that list? Some of the things that I used to be that I'm not anymore. It's a few things, important things I was on that list back in 2015 when I started my relationship page, a Valentine's Day page on Facebook, which is now through relationship rules on the one with Shantae Jeffers. But I haven't had anything that I haven't done anything with, but it doesn't mean that people want to take it upon our time in their free time to go on through relationship rules out of the window with Shantae Jeffers on Facebook, now Meta, and want to hold me to some of the things that is on it. You know what? I said, you know what? And then the title, let's talk about the title first. Throwing relationship rules out of the window. What do you mean throwing relationship rules out of the window? It's a ridiculous speech. I didn't mean it in a literal sense. But anyway, so the season of expectation, right? Season of expectation. So I said, starting in November, you know what? I said, so you see a promotion in your future. You know what? You see a termination in your future. You see separation in your future. The reason for the conversation was, I said, you know what? It's like, the spring, fall, and then we go to the summer months. You might have a relationship that carried over from the fall or winter. You know what? Because it's like, as they call it, the kids call it the cuddle buddy season. You know what? I mean, I said I'm not one of those people that when I wake up in the middle of the night, when I go to sleep in the night, I don't like the sheet. You sometimes you stretch out and then you put your foot over and then it's cold over there. I don't like that. I just don't. I don't. So sometimes, you know what? The snow days and so on and so forth. So, but the snow starts melting. You know what? And the weather starts getting warm. Then what? You know what? So I was wondering. I said, so how many people that were booed up? That's an appropriate term. You know what? They're doing the fall and winter season. Or so that same person in the spring. Well, how many of those relationships in the fall and winter and the spring are going to carry over to the summertime? Summertime, you want to be sexy. You know, you're working out. You're trying to get yourself together. You want to go out. You want to show a little something. Right, that's it. You know what? So it's like, you know, summertime is time to break up. Spring is the time to break up. So, you know, so you ain't got to deal with no crazy person, no drama carrying over to the summertime. You can do whatever you want to do, right? So I said, how many of those people, you know what? How many of those people that are in relationships, you know, for the fall and winter, that season I refer to as a cuddle buddy season, or the boots, right? How many of those relationships are going to carry over to the summer? And then the summer, and then so you're in a relationship with fall, winter, and spring, and then in the summer you want to be young, single, and free. You know what? That's one of my aunt's favorite songs. Young, single, and free. Okay, but say that you didn't. Say that you're still in that relationship when the summertime ends, and you know, and then you move into that summertime, that summer season, you know, where you may just be enjoying each other, or you may have been young, single, and free. But if by chance you are still together, you know, it's like that July, and then August, September, October, we move to the fall, and then we move into that holiday season. And I said the holiday season can be, whether we want it to be or not, full of expectations. You know, and it's one of those things where, remember, I a long time ago, back in 2019, when I talked about some of the important factors when we're seeking a potential mate. One of which is having someone that you can incorporate into your already existing life. Right? So as we approach, you know, the summer's winding down, and then the fall and the winter, you know, the winter and the weather's cooling down. We move into that season of expectation. I guess it could be like that in the summertime too. I guess you want to go to the 4th of July picnic or something like that, right? Maybe. But as adults, and I guess as men and women, you know what? For the most part, it is expected. The women expect to keep proposed to on 4th of July, maybe. Or do you expect certain things on 4th of July? No. But Thanksgiving could be something. Because if you've been in a relationship, I said one of those things that we look for is to have someone that you can incorporate into your already existing life. So even when we don't say anything, it is important and sometimes expected to get that invitation to Thanksgiving dinner, because it means something. You know what? Right, y'all been seeing because now the relationship isn't just about you two. You may have met a few friends, or maybe a few family, and so social gatherings here and there. But then you move into that important holiday season where your presence may matter a little more. Right, that's it. Now you might not say anything. Y'all been seeing each other all summer, in the fall. You know what? And maybe even before that. But don't get the invitation to Thanksgiving dinner. Don't admit it. You feel some kind of way, right? Now, so you know, so Thanksgiving dinner come and go, right? Don't you feel some kind of way, but you don't want to let them know. So Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas Eve. What are you gonna be doing on Christmas Eve? I said, child, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, February 14th. That's something. Valentine's Day is full of expectation, and that's something that I wonder. I mean, as women, we have a lot of expectations. You know what? You know, one of which you're seeing someone involved with someone. They not get you nothing for Valentine's Day. Buy you no flowers for Valentine's Day. You know, even though you know that it's not direct, it's definitely applied. But at the same time, as far as women, you know what? As far as certain holidays, I said just like women, we like to be appreciated. I'm sure that the men like to be like to be
dress nice. If you want to say, I'm not a nigga, but you are.
I'm sure that the men like to be appreciated also. That's one of those things that I was looking at on social media. Speaking about you know, relationships, you know, because as women, so I gotta get wait a minute, you know what? So I was like, okay, let's say the season of expectation as far as relationships. You got your holiday season. You know what? You want to be invited to the family dinner, even if you don't say nothing. You know what? Because you want to. It shows that the relationship is progressing. That he's incorporating you more so, and you have a stronger presence in his life. Not just when it's just just you're out of town and then you're dating, but he's incorporating you and into his life, whereas the people that are important to him are get to know you better, right? And they're seeing that people that he know and love, the people that are closest to him start to view you as a couple. So it's almost like a promotion, so to speak, like you're dating and you're hanging out, and then all of a sudden he starts incorporating you, or she starts incorporating you into their life, even if on small levels, right? Expectations, you know what? But as far as expectation, like Valentine's Day, you know what? But just like women like to be appreciated, I think the men like to be appreciated too. I made a video some years ago about Father's Day and the importance of the presence of dads. And I started seeing some big celebrities. You know what? They was going all out for them on Father's Day. I was so proud. I didn't know what to do. You know what? I said, that's what I'm talking about. You know, no, because as women, we expect big things on Mother's Day. You know what? Big things on Valentine's Day, but you do that. Men have expectations also. They're not going to do the men not deserve to be appreciated and know their presence and their feelings appreciated and valued. I think so. You want to keep, you know what? Everybody likes to be valued and appreciated, right? So anyway, so I said, as far as the season of expectations, season of expectations for a relationship, I said, so do you see a separation in your future, promotion in your future, termination in your future? You know what? So what do you think your relationship status is going to be on February 15th? Taking all those things into account, you thought on February 15th, I'd have came back here and started talking because it was my idea. That the hell no, I didn't. You know what? So anyway, but anyway, I'm dating. I'm not dating. I said, did you try? I did not say that you had to like my picture. You know what? I said I think it makes a cute picture. You know what? Or more picture, cause like an old picture, like a. What I really want to do in my dating profile is I want to take more like everyday pictures. I want to smile. You know, like other pictures, like everyday picture, like hanging out. I don't really hang out, but I can put on a cute outfit and you know, and take some pictures like everyday pictures, just so people see, right? Right, something like something that's just similar, something full makeup, something like that. Broadcasting. Well, anyway, child, I'm trying to online date. I'm trying to hang in there. It is not easy. That's why I said, you know what? I have been single for so long. I said, some people don't believe it. I said up some years ago, I had been single. Anyway, but anyway, so I'm trying to hang in there. It's not easy. It's not at all. It's not easy. You know what? So it's more of those things. I said, because I said I've been watching the young women on social media, and they make it seem like online dating it's just kind of the thing to do. It's just easy. You know, I didn't say become sexually promiscuous. Not that I see anything wrong with getting sexually liberated, or as I feel like as an adult, it's up to me to judge, or you know, or give unwelcome or unactual opinions about someone else and how someone else chooses to live their life. You know what? Now, but I'm trying to. You know what? It's just I keep saying I'm gonna go out. But I don't really see myself doing that either. You know what? So it's one of those things. I'm looking. How many people have I talked to? Conversation ones, honestly, on my dating profile. When did I post it? It's on my Facebook page. I said, "Child, I'm online dating." You know what? At least I put a little something on my profile. I went back in and I read it. It was on. It was. But you know, there's so many people on there. But like conversation-wise, how many people I'm not talking to? Like conversation with? Conversation? Okay, fine. Honestly, not many. It's one of those things where you just get a notification or such and such waved at you, so you wave back, and then I'll be honest with you. I think she's attractive. It might be a little bit. Or they seem like a nice person. That's why I said. Remember, I said I want to take some more pictures because the people on the dating app, you know, you see like everyday pictures, people hanging out, And they say that's what your dating profile is supposed to look like. They're supposed to be like, it's not like in your best makeup and you're going on outfit. It's like, how would you look every day, like your everyday self, you know what? And I think that I want to do that. But as far as conversation wise, ongoing conversations that I met on there, too. I haven't met either one of them. And I said, you know, I'm big on that. I said, I do not need another one of those young men from MySpace and Black Planet, you know what, and Google Plus, and then Yahoo Messenger, you know what. So it's one of those things. I said, you know, I said as far as online dating, I said, remember I said, you know, it starts like etiquette and stuff like that as far as online dating. I said, so when is it expected that you meet the person? You're online, you go into your dating profile, and you got your like column, and then you got your friends column, and then you got your match column, right? You're on Facebook dates, you got your match column. Somebody said first date. It's like y'all live in the same city. It ain't gotta be like an official date, but it could be like an impromptu, like meet and greet, get a cup of coffee. What you want to do? The person you start a profile, something about the picture got your attention. To be honest, and then you looked at the profile. The person seemed interesting. And then, you know, so next thing you know, you get a message such and such wave, or it might just be a wave, an actual message, right? And the conversation seems to be okay. You think you could be interested in the person. You know, some people say that you say that. You know, so and it's one of those things. I'm serious. I mean, as somebody looking for like a pen pal, but the 2025 edition pen pal. You know, we just texting all the time. I might not be that person. You know what? Because everyone is dating. We might not be dating with the same intentions. I'm definitely dating intentionally after being at a total different stage in life, and after being single for quite some time. Right? And so I'm not confused as to what I'm looking for. And it's one of those things where somebody said, I was a child. I don't want to say it. Remember, I said some time ago. I said talk about breaking up early. And how it's important, how it is very much so okay to break up early. My words. Next thing I know, I'm talking, and next thing I know, I'm hearing words. I'm like, listen, you know what? So, but as far as my whole online dating venture, how many people have I met? None. How many people have I had ongoing conversations with? 2. It's a new one the other day. A local person. He's a YouTuber. No, he's a big one. You know what? So I've been talking to him yesterday. Yesterday, a little bit yesterday. You know what? Oh, yesterday or today, because it's the next day. Yeah. So, but for the most part, only two people. And I don't know. Oh, and this. What was I getting ready to say? Because there was something I want to talk about. I don't. That's about it. I've been back out in the world where I am. I said it's now April 1st, 2025. Out in the world where I am. Shortly after 9 p.m., which is right now. It's Baltimore, Maryland. Not that long ago, I was in Atlanta. And before then, I was in my apartment here, downtown Baltimore City. I said I was going through some changes, child. You know what? My lease was up. So I'm going from like a year lease. I understand my apartment for like a year and a half, a year, 8 months. You know what? And I thought that I was going to be moving or going somewhere else. I didn't. I ended up here in Baltimore, but then I ended up in Atlanta. If you go back and look at the last few videos, you see the background. But anyway, so now I'm here in Baltimore. Somebody's like, why? Because it's more like Baltimore. It's what I know. I said, remember, I said I was going to tell you a little bit about myself. I said I was born in Baltimore. Here in Baltimore, Maryland, back in something, you know what, here at Franklin Square Hospital, here in Baltimore City, Baltimore County, you know what. And then I said, you know, some of the decisions that we make as adults don't just affect us, but the decisions that we make regarding our relationship affect not only us, but our children also. So when my dad broke up, what happened? You know, my mom ended up being taken away from Baltimore. And being raised in another state, several states away, and I definitely did have an effect on the relationship between me and my father. But I don't know. I know I got here from Atlanta yesterday morning. I said I had a friend of mine help me out, put me in a hotel for a couple of days. But anyway. But anyway, so I don't want to. I want to. I was supposed to. Remember I said when I got into my apartment, you know. And then I found out that somebody put me on a stipend. I had like an allowance, and so that stipend. And when I found out how much my stipend was, I wanted to move. But you know, they agreed that I would stay in my apartment for a year, and then after my lease was up, you know, $12.79. And then after my lease was up, I was supposed to move into a house. You know what? So my lease is up, and I'm trying to see what's going on. Am I supposed to move? But you know, I guess my landlord was being patient and her put me out. I really appreciate that. You know what? So I ended up going from like a year lease to a month lease. You know what?
And they got them on sale for a good number.
But yeah, I left my apartment. I was supposed to move to a house. You know, so you know, then I ended up in Atlanta. You know, I had some help from some people there. So that's kind of where I've been in Atlanta. So now I'm back in Baltimore. So I don't know what's going on with that. I one of those things where I was gonna go over there and talk to them, but the same people aren't working there anymore. The same people aren't working with me right now. So I don't really know who to talk to in reference to that. It was like a file somewhere that I got to pass down. But anyway, so I was feeling a little frustrated. I was here out in the world. I'm supposed to be making my way back to Milford Mill. I go back and tell everybody what I'm telling you. That's why I'm downtown. Why the hell I left my hotel room and walked to the bus stop? So I was like, well, you know, the summers keep coming around. I said, you know, the subway is not that far. You know what? So it was, you know, it would be okay for me to walk, you know, slim down a little, you know, because trying to slim down, I'm like everybody else. You know, again, getting ready for the summer season. I said, well, the subway is not that far, so I'm gonna walk to the subway. And you know, but yes, I don't know why the hell. Well, I do know why. I don't know what happened. If I had too much stuff plugged up or something was going on, the damn power went out in the hotel room. I was like, God damn. So just going to the front desk to say, excuse me, ma'am, sir, man. You know what? You know, the power went out in the room. You know, it's just to make sure they know. You know, they could do the circuit breaker or whatever they got to do. You know, I decided I'm going out on the outing. You know what? So I ended up off from Milford Mill. Now keep in mind, it takes a bus and a subway to get there. You know what? So that's the same amount of time it took me to get here. That's the same amount of time it's gonna take me to get back. I say, you know what? And then I decided I want to be social. You know what? No, I don't drive. You know what? So I decided I want to be social. I'm like, wait, 3 hours away. No, I can't. There's, you know, Saturday. That's it. You know what? So I don't know. But yeah, I was feeling a little frustrated about something. And then it's something that I want to talk about, but I didn't. But I said some time ago that if my relationship status changes, and it's anything worth talking about, you would definitely be there. But for right now, I'm just single. I'm online dating. I ain't meet nobody, but I've had some people that I talk to too. I met a young man on social media yesterday here. Not that far. It's like out in the county. It was outside of a YouTuber. He's been on YouTube for a long time, almost 20 years, 19. So he definitely knows a lot about social media. He knows a lot. He got people who understand my drama, what's going on with Amazon. I didn't know those people get paid. You know, they just got paid from January now, right? You know what? So it's one of those things when you start your social media journey. You know what? You gotta be employed or have a steady income, or have a lot of patience. You know what? Because, you know, I mean, I said, you know, I'm a disabled veteran, and I was getting some assistance from my family. So I started a small business back in 2025, SCJ Fashion. I said, just search it, hashtag SCJ Fashions. And you know what? I didn't realize I went out for me. If you, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? You want to go out? You want a nice dress? You looking for some denim for the fall and winter season? You want some outerwear? Go to Facebook right now. Previously Facebook, now Meta, and search hashtag Shantae Jeffries dress. Hashtag Shantae Jeffries hashtag SCJ Fashions dress. Hashtag SCJ Fashions dress. And then while you're there browsing, scrolling and browsing, you know what? I can tell you what you can do. Click on the link and buy something. You know what? No seriously. You know what? I was trying to be patient. You know what? Because I don't want to be like one of those aggressive salespeople. You know, well then people don't want to watch my videos because they think every time I watch I'm talking, but I think I'm trying to sell them something. But I do notice that people have been browsing a lot. My brand page usually gets over 40,000 views a month. My personal page gets anywhere between 20 and 30,000 views a month. I didn't realize how popular I was. You know what? So now just on Meta, myself as a brand, Shantae Jeffers, and also the owner and operator of SCJ Fashion, get over 80,000 views a month. I don't want to be good. I was like, you know, or I said, as a couple, not that long ago, I said, you know, as a business owner, I appreciate criticism, opinions, and right, because this one of those things where you ask for it, you know what? So, but what I'm noticing, because I also pay attention, because I feel like I said some people expect immediate gratification. I didn't. I said and I remember I said I heard a voice. I had these voices. I heard my uncle's voice out of nowhere, and he said that Shantae's going on once, because I said I come from a community. I come from a community where entrepreneurship is definitely encouraged. You know what? And you know, so you know, a lot of us, you know, in the community that I grew up in, had some type of small business, or kind of went off on some type of entrepreneurial venture or something like that. So I heard a voice. It was Shantae wanted to go in an industry as competitive as retail. You know what? How do I stand out in the industry? You know, with all the great brands out there, all the great fashion out there. I said I don't. I just blend in and hope for the best. You know what? So with that being said, but what I do pay attention to is that I go back. So I said I'm looking at, so people are actually. Are you a consumer? So I'm looking, and I'm a consumer. I'm looking at it from a consumer perspective. I said, when I'm online scrolling, what makes me stop and browse, inquire? And so people in the sales industry would say inquire further. You know what? The item, I'm like, oh, that's cute. You know, or something gets my attention. So I'm paying attention to the things that get short, not my attention, your attention. You know what? And then, you know, sometimes I'm taking a chance. I'm going off, and I'm picking out things that I hope you like. You know what? And then I'm trying to pay attention. You know, so I'm going back and not just looking at the numbers in a whole. I'm going back and looking at the content and see not only the content, but how the content is marketed. You know, to the point where the customer looks at it more, because it could be the same item shown two different ways, but for some reason one post will get more views than the other post. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, I don't know. But for right now, I am Shantae J. Out in the world where I am, which is Baltimore City, Maryland. It is now Wednesday, April 1st, 2025. Out in the world where I am, which is right now Baltimore, Maryland. My relationship status, I'm so single. I'm online dating. I don't know if I ever call it online dating. My whole online social life hasn't changed since MySpace. You know. I said the only person I've ever met online was that one guy. I said we're still somewhat friends. You know what? We haven't had an intimate relationship in years, but we're still friends. Keep in contact. You know, that's the only person that I've ever met online and actually met in person. That was 11 years ago. So I'm like, you know, as someone that's getting a little older, I was like, hold up, can you see it? I was like, child, I got gray hair, my eyebrows and stuff like that. You know, I'm not necessarily looking to be playing games or wasting time. I know exactly what I'm looking for, exactly what I desire. So when it comes to dating and meeting new people, I'm definitely a very matter of fact person. But anyway, but for right now, I don't know what it was that I wanted to talk about, but I definitely feel better now than I did some 28 minutes and 53 seconds ago. Anyway, so if you got to this far, thank you for listening. I am Shantae J.